Good afternoon, Dr. Yu. It is a great honor to host you at JACC Asia Pulse as the very first guest for our peer perspective interview series on AI in cardiology. I'm Hyun Jin, and I'm truly delighted to have this opportunity to learn from your experience and insights today.
Yes, hello, Dr. Yu. I'm Jeehoon Kang, and nice to meet you again. And I hope that today's interview will be fruitful and informative for the audience. Before we begin our discussion, could you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Hello, I'm Seng Chan You from the Department of Biomedical Systems Informatics at Yale University. I'm a physician scientist who dedicated 5 years to my PhD in medical informatics after completing my internal medicine training. Currently, I focus on observation studies and AI research using data science in cardiology. I'm also honored to serve as an associate editor for JACC, where I help evaluate AI business script and contribute to shaping the future of AI research in cardiovascular medicine. Thanks for this meaningful opportunity.
Oh, so as an associate editor at JACC, you're at the very forefront of evaluating AI research in cardiology. Could you tell us about what JACC's perspective is on AI research and what makes a manuscript JACC worthy in this era?
That's an excellent question. At JACC, we've recently developed comprehensive guidelines for AI manuscript because we are seeing an exponential increase in AI-focused submissions. Our fundamental principle is simple but crucial. Does this work advance cardiovascular care in a way that benefits patients, clinicians, and health systems? We've established a 4-stage framework for AI research evaluation. Stage 1 focuses on initial development and validation. Stage 2 on real-world implementation, Stage 3 on broader deployment and clinical impact assessment, and Stage 4 on long-term monitoring with continual learning. While all stages can yield JACC-worthy manuscript, we are prioritize those demonstrating real-world implementation and impact, particularly Stage 2 to 4. What we are really looking for is clinical relevance, methodological rigor, real-world feasibility, and transparency. Model performance metrics alone without compelling clinical utility are insufficient for JACC publication.
Oh, that's fascinating. JACC has a significant focus on Asia-Pacific region research also. How does JACC view the role of Asian researchers and institutions in advancing AI in cardiology?
JACC recognized that Asia is at the forefront of AI innovations in healthcare. Asian countries, particularly South Korea, Japan, and China, have unique advantages: advanced digital health infrastructure, large-scale EHRs, and strong government support for AI research. As an associate editor representing the Asian perspective, I see our role as bridging cutting-edge Asian AI research with global clinical practice. Asian researchers are contributing tremendously to areas like ECG AI, medical imaging analysis, and population health analytics. JACC is committed to showcasing this innovation while ensuring it meets our rigorous standards for clinical applicability and global impact. We are particularly interested in AI research that addresses health challenges specific for Asian population in such aging societies.
I think it's very nice that JACC also focuses on Asian population too. Now moving on to your expertise in medical informatics, could you explain what medical informatics is and why it's becoming so crucial in the AI era of cardiology?
Medical informatics is the interdisciplinary science of managing and applying healthcare data, information, and knowledge to improve patient care, clinical decision-making, research, and health system performance. As a physician scientist who spent over a decade in medicine and clinical practice, followed by a decade in data science, I bring a unique perspective that bridges clinical understanding with technical expertise. In the AI era, medical informatics serves as a critical foundation that enables meaningful AI applications. We ensure data quality, establish standardized framework like common data model, and most importantly, translate clinical problems into data science questions that AI can address effectively.
As you mentioned, common data models, so-called CDM, seems very important in this era of AI. Could you please tell us why standardization is so important for AI research in cardiology?
Yeah, the CDM is essentially a standardized framework that allows different hospitals and healthcare systems to structure their data uniformly. This is crucial for AI research because it enables multi-institutional studies and ensures that AI models can be validated across diverse population and healthcare settings in very objective and reproducible manners. Without this, we'd have isolated AI models that work only in specific institutions with specific data formats. With a standardized data framework, we can develop AI tools that are truly generalizable and can benefit patients globally. This standardization is particularly important for cardiovascular AI, where we need large, diverse data sets to capture the complexity of heart disease across different populations.
Well, yes, this is a very complex kind of concept because we are all usually mainly clinicians. So then looking through the lens of implementation science, as I just mentioned, how do medical informaticians like yourself uniquely contribute in bringing AI research to real-world clinical practice?
I think this is where medical informatics has become absolutely essential. We serve as translators between the AI research world and clinical reality. Implementation science in AI requires understanding not just whether an algorithm works, but how it integrates into existing clinical workflows, what infrastructure requires exist, and how to ensure sustainable adoption. As medical informaticians, we understand the clinical context. We know what questions clinicians actually need answered, and what decision points exist in patient care, and what practical constraints healthcare systems face. We can identify where AI can truly add value versus where it might create unnecessary complexity. At Yonsei University Severance Hospital, I've led the development of an on-premise LLMs that we are currently using for medical record drafting. This is a practical example of how we bridge AI capability with real clinical needs while ensuring data security and regulatory compliance. For example, in the recent JACC editorial I co-authored on implementing ECG AI in clinical care, we emphasize 5 key implementation elements: clinical utility, robust performance, technical infrastructure, practical feasibility, and clinical adoption. Medical informaticians are uniquely positioned to address all these aspects because we understand both the technical and clinical sides.
Thank you so much for explaining the roles of medical informaticians. Could you please share some specific examples of how AI is currently being applied in cardiology, and if there are some potentials for impact in the future?
Yeah, we are seeing remarkable applications across several areas. ECG AI is probably the most mature, with models that can detect not only obvious findings like arrhythmias, but subtle patterns indicating subclinical atrial fibrillation, advanced aging, or predicting future structural heart disease. In cardiovascular image, AI is revolutionizing echocardiography interpretation, helping with automated measurements and risk stratification. We are also seeing promising work in CT and MRI analysis for coronary heart disease assessment. Beyond traditional AI applications, we are entering an exciting era with generative AI and large language models. At our institution, as I told you, we've successfully implemented an on-premise LLM system that assists features with medical record drafting, which significantly reduces documentation burden while maintaining data security. From my research perspective, I'm particularly excited about AI potentials as novel biomarkers and for advancing personalized medicine. Our work focused on ECG AI applications, particularly discovering ECG-based biomarkers such as ECG aging, which is tightly associated with the future atrial fibrillation risk. We are also conducting heterogeneous treatment effect studies using clinical trial data to identify which patients benefit most from specific treatments. And I believe that AI has the potential to enhance care quality while managing the increasing healthcare demands and costs that our aging societies face.
So even though AI has all these potentials, I think we cannot put aside the challenges that we face. What do you think are the biggest challenges and barriers in implementing AI in cardiovascular care, and how can medical informatics possibly help overcome them?
The challenges are multifaceted. First, there is the technical challenge of ensuring AI models remain accurate over time as clinical practice evolves, what we call model drift. Second, there's an integration challenge of fitting AI tools into busy clinical workflows without creating additional burden. But perhaps the biggest challenge is trust and adoption. Clinicians need to understand not just that an AI tool works, but how it works and when to trust its recommendation. Medical informaticians plays a crucial role in addressing these challenges. We design monitoring systems to detect when AI performance degrades. We create user interface that provides meaningful explanation to clinicians, and we conduct a pragmatic clinical trials needed to demonstrate real-world effectiveness. We also serve as advocates for responsible AI implementation, ensuring that AI tools enhance rather than replace clinical judgment, and that they address health equity rather than exaggerate its disparities. As we discussed in our recent JACC viewpoint on embracing change, the key is ensuring that AI augments rather than replaces human clinical judgment.
As you said, you recently co-authored the JACC Viewpoint, which was human-centered cardiovascular medicine in the era of AI. So then you have explained the role of informaticians. Then what about the role of cardiologists in this new evolving landscape?
That's an excellent question that gets to the heart of our viewpoint. The role of cardiology is not diminishing, but actually expanding in the AI era, bringing with it even greater responsibilities. As we discussed in our JACC viewpoint, the key principle is that AI should augment rather than replace human clinical judgment. The human touch, greeting patients, conducting physical examinations, applying empathy, and engaging directly with families remains irreplaceable. These interpersonal aspects of care are fundamental to building trust and truly understanding each patient's unique circumstances. Cardiologists need to become active participants in AI development, adoption, and implementation, taking responsible for use cases, quality assessment, bias detection, and cost considerations. We must establish clear guidelines for AI implementation, ensure rigorous validation before adoption, and continuously monitoring performance afterward. The cardiovascular community bears the responsibility of openly communicating the capability, limitations, and potential impacts of AI technologies to patients, practitioners, and policymakers. Rather than being passive recipients of AI tools, we need to shape their development to truly benefit patients and strengthen the physician-patient relationship.
Then looking toward the future, what excites you most about the intersection of medical informatics and AI in cardiology?
Well, what excites me most is the potential for truly personalized precision cardiology. We are moving forward a future where AI can integrate multiple AI streams to provide individualized risk assessment and treatment recommendations. I'm also excited about the democratization of expertise. AI can potentially bring high-level cardiovascular care to underserved areas by augmenting the capability of general practitioners or enabling remote monitoring programs. From researchers' perspective, AI is opening up entirely new avenues for discovery. We are finding novel biomarkers, understanding disease mechanisms in new ways, and identifying patient subgroups that respond differently to treatments. But what matters most is ensuring these translate to better patient outcomes. That's where medical informaticians are essential. We keep the focus on what actually helps patients, not just what's technically impressive.
That is truly very interesting. Finally, could you please give some advice for young researchers interested in pursuing medical informatics or AI in cardiology?
So my advice is to get strong foundation in both domains. Don't just learn the technical skills, understand the clinical problems deeply, spend time with patients, understand the healthcare system, and always ask, why does this actually, how does this actually help? Collaboration is key. The best AI research comes from the teams that include clinical clinicians, data scientists, implementation researchers, and patients themselves. As medical informaticians, we often serve as a bridge between these different perspectives. Finally, think about implementation from day one. Don't just ask, can we build this? Ask, should we build this? And if so, how do we ensure it actually gets used to help patients? The future of cardiovascular health will be shaped by how well we integrate AI tools into our clinical practice, and medical informaticians will be central to making this integration successful.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yu, for sharing your insights with us today. Your perspective as a physician scientist and a JACC associate editor has truly helped us understand the critical role of medical informatics in shaping the future of AI in cardiology. We look forward to seeing your continued leadership in this exciting and rapidly evolving field. Thank you again for being with us.
Again, thank you for your time and for offering such valuable insights in the integration of AI in cardiology. And I hope that this interview has deepened our understanding on the translational pathway from research to clinical application of AI. We greatly appreciate your expertise and look forward to your continued impact on your work in advancing cardiovascular medicine.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure discussing these important topics, and I hope this contributes to advancing responsible AI implementation in cardiovascular healthcare across Asia and globally. Thanks.